Okay, so everyone is talking about AI. It's everywhere. But let's be real, in construction, we don't have time for hype. We're not dealing with hypotheticals, we're dealing with concrete, with steel, and with massive, massive liabilities. So let's get down to it and figure out what AI really means for our industry right now. And that brings us to the one question that really matters for all of us. Can a tool that's built on, the entire public internet actually get the high-stakes, super specific world of a construction project? Can it really help us build better and, more importantly, safer? That's what we're going to unpack. And this right here, this slide, really lays out the core of the problem. On one side, you've got your general AI knowledge. It's fed on public web data, books, just broad ideas. But on the other side, that's our world. That's project blueprints, constantly updated building codes, super specific geotechnical reports, and your company's own hard-won methods. You can see we're talking about two completely different universes of information. So that leads us straight to the fundamental issue with what you'd call a standard, off-the-shelf AI, a large language model, or LLM. For an industry like ours, they come with some pretty serious baked-in flaws. Think about it. A standard LLM, its knowledge is probably already out of date. It gives advice that's so generic it's dangerous, because it has zero context about your specific project. It's a total black box, so you have no idea where it got its information. It can even hallucinate, literally just make stuff up. And it doesn't even speak your language, your company's own terminology. Honestly, any one of these is a complete deal breaker in construction. Let's just walk through this timeline. An LLM gets trained in 2024. Great. But then, first thing in 2025, the International Building Code gets revised. Then, new local safety regs come out. After that, your own company updates its best practices. All of a sudden, that AI's advice, it's not just useless, it's actually dangerous. Its knowledge is totally frozen in time. And that really gets to the heart of it. When that AI spits out an answer, can you prove where it came from? Can you verify it? With a standard model, the answer is just no. You're being asked to trust a black box. In our world, with the kind of safety, legal, and financial risks we manage every day, that is a gamble you just can't take, period. Okay, so if the standard model is basically broken for what we need, what's the fix? What's the alternative? Well, this is where a purpose-built solution comes in. We need to talk about RAG. RAG. It stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation. But forget the jargon. Here's the easiest way to think about it. A standard AI is like a brilliant scholar who's read every single book in the world, up until last year. A RAG system? It's that exact same scholar, but they're sitting right there in your office, and before they say a single word, they read all of your current project files, your reports, your blueprints. It grounds the AI in your reality. So how's it actually work? Well, it's a pretty straightforward logical process. First, you ask a really specific question, maybe even using one of your internal project codes. Then, and this is the key part, the system doesn't guess. It retrieves. It goes and scans your actual files, your reports, your data to find the cold, hard facts. Only then, as the very last step, does it use the AI's language power to put those facts into a clear, precise answer for you. And just like that, we solved the whole black box problem. See, the real superpower of a RAG system isn't just that it gets the right answer, it's that it can prove to you how it got that answer. It literally opens the box and shows you its work. And what that looks like in the real world is an answer that comes with footnotes, with citations. It points you right to the source documents inside your own network. It'll say, check out the Geotechnical Survey, section 4.2, or look at page 12 of this completion report. Every single fact is traceable, verifiable. Okay, that's enough theory. Let's get practical. Let's see how this actually plays out in a real-world scenario that you might face tomorrow. This is where the difference between these two systems becomes night and day. So imagine you're a project manager. You're under pressure. And you ask your AI assistant this question. This isn't a trivia question. The answer could make or break your project schedule and budget. Now look at this. A standard LLM gives you something you learned in your first year. Concrete takes longer to cure when it's wet. Thanks for nothing. But look at the RAG response. It is a total game changer. It's analyzed your past projects. It gives you a number, 45 days, based on your data. It even flags a risk from a past job and then points you straight to your internal playbook for the solution. One is a generic guess, the other is pure actionable intelligence. And let's just zero in on that number for a second. 45 days. That didn't come from some textbook or a global average. That number was pulled directly from your own firm's history, your team's hard-earned experience. That is the power of turning your own data into answers. There's another really practical benefit here, and it comes down to cost. RAG is just way more efficient. The heavy lifting, the part where it finds the right information, is actually a pretty cheap computing task. The expensive part, using that super powerful LLM brain, is only used for the final step. So you're not paying for the AI to guess, you're paying for it to neatly summarize your own facts. It's just smarter. So when you zoom out, you realize this is about way more than just getting better answers to daily questions. When you start using your own data this way, you're actually building a powerful, long-term strategic advantage, a competitive moat. I mean, what is your company's greatest asset, really? It's all those decades of lessons learned. It's your unique way of building things. It's the hard-won experience of your senior staff, the folks who might not be around forever. A standard AI knows absolutely none of that. RAG is designed to capture it, preserve it, and most importantly, put it to work. To put it simply, RAG takes your company's entire history, all the wins, all the lessons, and transforms it into your future competitive edge. It builds an advantage that no one else can copy, because it's made from your story, your experience. And that really leaves us all with one final question to think about. All of that priceless knowledge your company has spent years, maybe decades, building up, is it actually working for you, for every person on your team, every single day? Or is it just sitting there, locked away in a folder on a server somewhere?